Hello folks, Bronco Bob here with Texas Best Used Motorcycles right here in Mansfield, Texas. I'm here today to show you a really cool 1967 El Camino. This is a 327 powerglide automatic 4-barrel car. It was sold new up in Vernon, Texas and belonged to one of the ranch hands at the Wagner Ranch. The Wagner Ranch is one of the largest ranches in Texas. Actually, it is the largest. The car was parked for several years, and the last owner, who owned it for almost 30 years, he bought it up there in Vernon, Texas. He had the motor replaced and rebuilt, had a new paint job put on it, and he took it to McKinney, Texas, where he had a collection of Cadillacs in an airplane hangar. And he has estimated he has put about 20 to 25,000 miles on this car in about almost 30 years of ownership. But the motor runs good, and it is a 4-barrel. It's still got a siren on it, and that's what they used to call in the cows back in the day. There's an old receipt in the glove box for some brake work. The radiator's also been replaced. You can tell it's new. It's got a nice shroud. It runs cool. It blows cold air. The paint job is shiny and black, and it's an older paint job. I would call it a driver quality paint job. You could certainly take it to a drive-up car show and you wouldn't be embarrassed. But if you look real close, you can see a few little chips here and there. And mainly on the driver's door, the door edge, it needs like one of those door edge guard strips. The tires were recently replaced. The previous tires weren't worn out, but they were old, and he felt more comfortable putting new tires on it. And it also had a snap-on tonneau cover. You can see the snaps here, but when he pulled it out of the bag, it just kind of crumbled. The bed has been sprayed with the spray-in bed liner just to preserve it and also keeps things from sliding around. Tailgate's in good shape. It still has the Vernon, Texas partial license frame on it. And you can see in the paint there's a few little nicks here and there. There's another spot right there. And probably the worst place is the driver's door edge. And they make those little strips that you can put on the edge to cover that up. This gentleman also had a collection of Cadillacs, and he loved leather seats. So when he had these seats reupholstered, they did it with perforated leather. It's not vinyl. So it's something you normally wouldn't see in a El Camino. You'd see this in a Lincoln or a Cadillac. It's got the console floor shift. The air's blowing cold right now, and you can see the clock still works. I think that's amazing. It's got a couple of oil change stickers on the window. The odometer reads 53,000, just about to roll 200, and he said it quit working a few years ago. Speedometer still works, but the odometer just kind of quit. I've got a Polaroid picture that he gave me of the car when he bought it. And it shows the condition of the car, but it's been in Texas its whole life, so it's not rusty. It's really a nice example of a 67 El Camino, which is basically the Chevrolet body style. You can see moisture dripping from the air conditioner condenser. It's got the wire wheel hubcaps, which were an option on the El Camino. AM radio. There's another little chip right there. But really, this paint is pretty darn nice. That's the reflection. You can see the blue sky and the black paint. That tells you it's pretty shiny. The exhaust system is quiet. Probably could stand a new muffler, or maybe put some glass packs on it. We can kind of hear that 327 wrap. And it looks like the exhaust goes into kind of into one outlet. There's no funny noises, there's no smoke. The stainless and aluminum moldings do have quite a few dents, you can see here, and that's because when they drove this into town from Vernon to pick up a few small supplies for the ranch, and of course as time went on they had big trucks taking supplies in there. I heard they had over 20,000 head of cattle. Look up the Wagner Ranch near Vernon, Texas, and there's a lot of information. It's about 150-year-old history. The family did finally sell the ranch to a rancher in, I believe, Montana, and they currently operate it. But it has several lakes, and it's quite a piece of property. But if you have any questions, give us a call. I'm Bronco Bob with Texas Best Used Motorcycles. And if you're looking for a sweet little driver, little El Camino, you may have found the one you want. And it seems like most of these cars that are nice, they're either brown or green. It's really neat to find one that's came from the factory black. I believe these door panels are original. The dash pad is in super good shape. And as I mentioned, this guy had a car collection. He worked for the El Chico in the corporate offices, El Chico restaurants, and he was a long-time employee, and he had an airplane and they'd fly to meetings and stuff, and as he got older he sold the airplane, but he kept the hangar, and that's where he kept his Cadillacs and this El Camino in a really good climate controlled environment, and that's why the cars still looks pretty amazing today. All the trim around the door glass looks really good. The rear window trim is excellent. It's just a nice piece of Americana. And cold air, and you can get in it and drive it wherever you want to drive it. But I'll quit boring you. I'm Bronco Bob, wishing you happy trails and hope to see you in our showroom soon. Or we can ship this El Camino anywhere in the USA or anywhere in the world. Have a great day. I'm Bronco Bob, wishing you happy trails.